everyone's mother that tries to come in between.
Huh?
Suck everyone's mother that tries to come in between.
That's grammatically wrong, you know that, right?
I don't care. Suck.
She a pray me Gaza nation. So me I talk to too much girl, but me I tell her say they're just fans. Right?
There's a difference between talking to girls and groupies.
Groupies are also fans, baby. They need to be treated like fans. You gotta treat them with love.
You gotta treat them like groupies.
They're gonna buy the tickets and come to the shows, baby.
Vybz Kartel messages to the fans straight after video of him circulating, of him touching a girl in a Panama. Plus, guys, you will be also hearing from Mutabaruka speaking with Miguel Lorne. So guys, this one is gonna be really a warm and interesting one. So you wanna stay tuned, and don't forget I'm here on the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. With that being said, let's go ahead and hear what Vybz Kartel and Mutabaruka got to say in this one. My people, let's walk.
She a pray me Gaza nation. So me I talk to too much girl, but me I tell her say they're just fans. Right?
There's a difference between talking to girls and groupies.
Groupies are also fans, baby. They need to be treated like fans. You gotta treat them with love.
You gotta treat them like groupies.
They're gonna buy the tickets and come to the shows, baby.
Suck everyone's mother that tries to come in between.
Huh?
Suck everyone's mother that tries to come in between.
That's grammatically wrong, you know that, right?
I don't care. Suck every single person's mother.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong, baby.
Suck your mother.
That's how you say it. Behave yourself. Please. Willy bounce, eh? Liverpool, see? Somebody said Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Mr. Artist, Mrs. Officer or Mr. Officer?
Mister.
I thought so, but then I thought
French Guyana. Oui, c'est la vie.
Oui.
I will send confetti. I mean, that's the thing there. Unstoppable, run away train. Everything fence, every lane. I want to attack. Oh. Yeah, man.
Me no wanna bore.
Can't say England, I'm in Birmingham. Birmingham in the building. Ricky Joe English.
I don't want a boring one.
Bad British. Big up the bad British then.
I'm a bad British.
Yeah, baby. Australia. Somebody say Australia. Australia. Cameroon. Westchester. Yes, Leicester. Ears. Newtown. Yeah, man. Psychopathic sociopath. Fully crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up Ochi. You know, certain boy can't approach it. They got the whole Ochi. One sentence.
Can't approach me. That rhymes.
No, baby, it doesn't. Let me take a sip of my apple juice.
Are you enjoying your apple juice?
Yeah, I love apple. Somebody said fully 6.
My friend's from St. Lucia, I think, Charlotte. Someone said big up Charlotte, I mean St. Lucia.
Oh yeah, man, big up St. Lucia. Straight. Guyana, Western Union. Off in me money.
Awesome, man.
Exactly, that's it. Big up Hanover. Tell them turbo.
There's tier 2 coming out.
You can't hold me on the corner. Yeah, tell them about tier 2.
The tickets ain't completely gone.
Tier 1 sold out in less than
8 hours, you said?
Tier 1 sold out in less than 8 hours. Boss, Papi, champagne. Tier 2 sold out in less than 8 hours, yeah? So when Tier 1, so when Tier 2 come out, make sure you get your tickets from early. Because Tier 2 tickets are going to be more expensive. Even though Jamaican people money extensive, Tier 2 are going to be more expensive. They got Boston. If them this Boston, they make bus like Gaspan. They got the whole Senti.
And we put you in the dustpan.
Them can't hold in a span, babes. All this time, I was thinking they were built fence.
But they're just... You were thinking they were Bill Gates.
Drink champagne then?
No, we're fine.
Okay, sure?
Yeah.
You said Bill Fence instead of Bill Gates.
I know. That's what apple juice does to you. Let me squeeze up your titty, girl, baby. No, here I was all this time thinking they were Bill Gates when they were not even Bill Fence. They were not even Bill Padlock, wifey pad. Yeah man, big up Portland. That's the team good. My girl, I laugh for me, I laugh with me. Really? Whatever, I know you laughing with me, baby. No joke about it. Straight married, no joke about it. Yeah man.
No big joke about it.
No joke about it, baby. Ride on the bicycle, no spoke about it. North Coast, Mobile, Chulani. Now here I love Chulani, because Chulani rhyme with Punani. Big up the whole I talk to them from Chulani and the girl them. Yo, big up the whole of Blackburn Pen, Kingston 11, you know my place that, Ghetto Heaven. Kingston 11, Barn Girl. Yeah man, no dear, no fear them, no dear. Well I don't a Salt Spring. No this no ass man. Boy blood we run and full up a bad pan. Shabba with the matic Dutch with the clutch one. What that? Oh, big up cassava paste. If them violate there will be no peace. Whole cassava paste. Big Yard, Bone and Gully, Hungry Town, Whole Gallins Hill Road, a data code. Man, Plainland met the Plainland daddy. Priory. Yeah man, I hear now them promoter they hire with. Yeah. Westmoreland, yes no man. I mean, Dubai. Any day I forward this, I'll never say goodbye.
You're gonna make them think you're moving there.
No, we can. We can buy houses.
If you're not gonna say goodbye, then you're
We
staying
can buy houses everywhere, baby. You know this. Big up Cambridge. Every time people them are just big up them birthday and can. Yeah man, I had to laugh at them a balaclava. Big up the whole Quarrel. Yeah man. Jones Avenue. Big up Linstead, aka L instead. Some boys say them a girl is them forgot them bed instead.
in Linstead.
Yeah. You hear that? Kingston 12, Kentire. When the ink load up on the eagle a joke. Tattoo sell off, everybody a feel look. Y'all say me pretty like a coloring book. You dig it? Yeah. Got you, my friend. Oh, John's Road. Yeah, man, they got the whole John's Road, man. You hear that? Vanish Town, active, man. As an ink in a concert. People are 5% my phone depend.
And you got your charger?
I have my charger, but I don't want the police charge me, so I even want to charge my phone. Let's make it live free till it dead.
But the same don't go.
Hold on. Turn it up. Yeah. Big up Ethiopia. Yeah man, remember good no man. There's a bounty killer forward from Rodney Price to my father. Yeah man, that's the thing the man. The whole East man, Windward Road man. Not no change. Denham Town, West Kingston is the best Kingston. Greenwich Town. Greenwich Farm, you call Greenwich Town? Big up Greenwich Farm. Remember a different corn plant this up. I mean. What's that? Sizzler with Sizzler. You have the DJ Sizzler and you have Sizzler from Samarkand. They got both of them. If we can't take plane, we're going to take the boat here. Oh, Port Royal. Yeah man, big up Port Royal man. Them fans are ever loyal. Big up Philly. Tivoli Garden. Yeah man, the flowers now plant there. Love from cassava piece. Yeah man, a 1 piece and a 2. And then a 3 piece, because when the 2 go KFC. I sat place that though, I think cuss me. Babes, where you going? Where's the baby?
Colouring book.
I mean,
Pretty like a colouring book.
people, she have 1 tattoo and I talk about coloring book.
Like a colouring.
That's like a coloring letter.
Colouring page.
No, me have the coloring library. Coloring done. 1 Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah man. Give them 2 stab and connect the cut.
See it, yeah.
Central Village.
See it, yeah.
Yeah man. 1 Max seal in the building. Yeah man. The Gambia. Yeah man. No, we're not getting a boy on the black eye. Big up the whole of Mackay. Plainland, the Plainland. Delacrate. Yeah man. 100 Lane. Yeah man. Yo Spalding. Big up the whole Spalding. Seattle. Yeah man. 1 Gaza City. People my phone up on 4%. But you know me love on 100%.
I love me 100% as well.
You love me 100%? Thank you, baby. I love you 200%. If you do what you want though, send me an evil.
You got a lot of fans in Uganda.
Yeah, big up Uganda, big up Clear. These are surgery. Not this. This is beautiful. Big up Sente.
Yeah, no, you can get jealous.
Somebody said pull up. Like a Pampers. Yeah man, big up the whole Lawrence Tavern. Somebody said Russia. How about that? Westmoreland? Yes my man. Bless no man. What's the Grove? You talk about man, the whole What's the Grove man. Great Park. Christian pen. Make my fly like what, tinsel pen, May pen and a play pen. March pen, Reed's pen. Laristan we bad like Afghanistan. Kalina Laristan, Galaki Stone. Somebody say Houston, Texas, right? Moscow, not the one in Russia, the one in Waterhouse. They got the one in Russia too. And not Russia and Westmoreland, but they got the one in Westmoreland. See it there? Yes, no man.
See it there?
No baby, I know you're a song there. Manchester, you mean? There's some mad sus forward from. Big up Manchester, Warwick. Yeah, one Waterford, you know that, man? A Waterford Primary, Waterford Infant. Big up Lucy. So me and my shares them feel me not to see. Bad girl, big bumper.
Bad girl, big bumper.
Bad girl. Yeah? Big bumper. Pretty cute face. I feel love that. I mean Panama, Panama, Panama forever. North Carolina. They got every girl with a fat vagina. Yeah man, tell a fake, I remember people when afraid I know. Yeah man, whole harbor. But up on 1% dog. Okay.
Hey people, you've had enough of him. It's my time. The only reason why you got him is because I came on. So anyway, with some nice people.
I tell you. See there? Yeah man. My phone dead dog.
So guys, let's go ahead and hear what Mutabaruka and Miguel Lorne got to say in this one.
So tonight we want Miguel as a liar too, because you know we give thanks to we have Rasta who is liar to can go and dig up all these things to present it in a way that we can make the people them hear what took place before us, you know, and what took place. So Miguel, how you doing, man?
Greetings and blessings. Give thanks, man. The program very, very good. Very informative.
Yes.
Yes. So, you know, we're dealing with Their Majesty, Haile Selassie, Rastafari, and whenever I and I come together, one of the things we are very comfortable with is that the more human we make Their Majesty, is the more realistic.
It is.
And also, we can relate to him even better.
Yes.
Because we're just little ants, you know, but human. And therefore, if the thing too far from us and we know we cannot reach it,
God had illusion.
definitely, you tend not to even try.
And you start to create other illusions,
You will.
illusions,
You will.
illusions.
Your fantasies and all of that come into play. But the more realistic you keep him, you know, and the more earthly, then you find that you understand him even more. And when you understand him more now, you heal him even better. Because you have a much freer spirit and a much nearer spirit to him.
Of course.
Because you actually feel that you can touch him shoes.
Yes.
Yes, what I mean. So, but one have to feel that the less mystic means that he's not the all highest, or that he's not the Almighty, but that the Almighty trod earth in the form of I and I, and those were lessons to I and I as to how we should follow his footsteps, follow his examples, and how we should live. Yeah, man.
Yes. So we'll come now to the matter.
Haile Selassie versus Cable and Wireless.
Yes.
All right. Just before now, I just read a little passage from Their Majesty himself. Although this have to do with books, you know, but try to know they emphasize books a lot. Ethiopia is, as is well known, has a script whose origin dates back to pre-Christian era and an ancient literary tradition that has passed down to us from generation to generation without interruption. This heritage should be a source of pride and satisfaction to present generation of Ethiopians. However, it is also the responsibility and obligation of this generation to improve and to enrich the quality and magnitude of this literary heritage. Books reading, vital, important.
Yes.
You know. Haile Selassie versus Cable and Wireless. And I want to tell you, I have written Cable and Wireless on this topic, and them doing bad answer my letter, you know. Not surprising. The build-up in 1937, Haile Selassie sued Cable and Wireless. But the build-up now is that whilst in Ethiopia, before the invasion, before Italy invaded Ethiopia, Their Majesty the Ethiopian government paid Cable and Wireless a certain amount of money to carry out certain transmissions between Ethiopia and foreign countries. Sorry if I cough every now and then because I actually have the flu, you know. But them works have triumph over that. So, having paid Cable and Wireless this money now, Cable and Wireless was to do certain works. Mussolini and his pirates and murderers invaded Ethiopia. As a result of the invasion, the work was not completed. So the both sides agree that, look, the work don't complete. So whilst Their Majesty was in England, Their Majesty asked Cable and Wireless back for the money. He said, look, we give you a certain amount of money, the work don't finish, so give you back a portion of the money. You do some of the work, but that portion where you don't do, give me back the money.
Yeah.
All right. The amount, you know, was 10,613 pounds, 11 shillings and 2pence. When Their Majesty asked Cable and Wireless this money now, Cable and Wireless said, no, you are not entitled to this money. Reason being that you gave us this money as head of Ethiopia. You are no longer the head of Ethiopia.
That was when he was in exile.
That is when he was in exile in England.
Yes, yes.
So Their Majesty know how to carry the matter to court. Him sue Cable and Wireless for the money. You know, Cable and Wireless lawyers did know, they notified Italy that, look, Their Majesty bring the matter to court. So therefore, you now come into the picture. So Italy now sent lawyers to the case as a third party, asking that the money be sent to Italy. Because Italy was now in control of Ethiopia.
Mussolini is now the emperor.
Yes.
Of
Ethiopia. All right. At first instance now, this was in 1937, His Imperial Majesty brought this case against Cable and Wireless.
We want to tell the people them that Mussolini occupied Ethiopia for 5 years.
It wasn't really 5. He was there for, in reality, it's about 3.
Yeah.
And he never really conquered it.
No, occupy.
Yes.
Occupy.
Yes,
But
yes.
And Haile Selassie was in England.
Yes.
All right. So we are talking through.
Because it's just like Afghanistan now.
Yeah.
Where man them say them capture it.
Yeah.
And yet, if you travel from Kingston to Spanish Town, 20 miles, you have to have the biggest bodyguard in the world.
Forgot it so.
Yeah. And the man might grow puppy like trouble.
Biggest opium.
Yes.
All right. So we just want the people them, the younger ones them who don't know what did that take place at the time, why this Haile Selassie Italy thing was taking place. It was taking place because of this war.
Yes.
That Mussolini invaded Ethiopia.
Mussolini invaded Ethiopia.
Yes.
We must understand now that between the Battle of Adwa, when the Ethiopians defeated the Italians.
Under Menelik, which was the other emperor.
Under Menelik and Queen Taitu.
Yes.
Who you know was a serious gunwoman.
She was the one who get back Ethiopia.
Yes, because she control a hill with fair portion of the army.
20,000 troops.
Yes. And them, the dogs, if they never fire a gun.
Yes.
You understand? But even before the Battle of Adwa, there were 11 wars between Italy and Ethiopia, and all of which the Ethiopians won. So it culminated in Adwa now.
Yes.
And then now, so ever since then, Italy cherished revenge.
Yes.
They taught their children in schools, in the equivalent of primary schools and prep school, they taught their children revenge.
Yes.
Revenge
Against
for Adwa,
Ethiopia.
against Ethiopia.
I must also remember too that Italy was one of the only European countries that never get a piece of Africa.
Right. At the Berlin Conference in 1888, when the European powers, Germany got Namibia, and Tanzania,
Belgium,
France, England, Belgium, a little country like Belgium got the Congo, Spain, Portugal, Spain got Western Sahara and so on. Portugal got Mozambique.
Germany get piece of Cameroon. And
up by Rwanda and that made it too. So the guys they meet at the Berlin Conference and cheer up Africa. So Italy now, as a fresh foot to this thing, was vexed.
Yes.
So we never end up play.
We never get nothing.
We don't get nothing. So all along they had that ambition that not only do we come late, but we want the prize.
Yes.
And the prize is Ethiopia. Yeah. Because Ethiopia and Libya were never captured.
Yes.
So they wanted the prize now to say, well, we jumped to the head of the ladder.
Yeah.
Plus the Pope, who must overstand history now, that the head of the Catholic Church.
Yes. Pope Pius.
Definitely. He wanted the #1 prize. Because it would have boiled down now to a religious war.
Yes.
That the red, white, and blue has now captured the red, gold, and green. There was the papacy of, because I don't know if a lot of one know that the actual head of the Ethiopian church is called a pope too,
Of course.
Yes.
Yabuna is a pope.
It's called a pope.
Yeah.
It's a title.
Ethiopian pope.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's an African title.
Yeah.
Yes. So they wanted now that they should have the supremacy in the papacy. And consequently, the Pope, all of these missions were blessed by the Pope. Physically.
Well, I have seen
Yes.
pictures, moving pictures, with the Pope standing up over the bombs and blessing them in the square, in the Roman square.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the pictures of the Pope. I think it's Pope Pius.
Yes, the 11th.
Pope Pius the 11th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was blessing today them find some papers from him where eating out against Hitler and Mussolini.
Okay.
Yeah, them find some letters in the Vatican that Pope Pius the 11th was eating out against Mussolini and Hitler. But I have seen pictures.
Yes.
With him blessing the bombs them.
Yes.
Blessing the ammunition them to go off in a Ethiopia for bomb the people them.
And this was why now, when His Majesty went on the field and him put him foot on the bomb and called the photographers now.
Show them.
To show them now. So him put him hand and bless it and I trample it on the field.
Yes.
So we have to understand symbolism is vital here, you know.
Him want to show the man them say, them claim say them never did use these kind of bombs,
Yes.
And him show them all the serial number them on the bomb.
Yes.
This unexploded bomb, him show them say, look here. Take my picture.
Yes.
Make me show the whole world. Say them go against the laws where them to set up. Like how Israel now cluster bomb up the whole now them find 1,000 cluster bomb drop in Lebanon.
Yes.
It was an illegal thing.
Which is,
and it's America give them it.
Yes. Yeah. And also, National Geographic, the photographer who took that photograph wrote an article on it, how come take it,
Yeah.
Because him say when the Majesty went up to the bomb, can remember this is a real bomb,
Yeah.
So the entourage that was walking with him stopped.
Yes.
So when him called them now, most photographers never want to come. This photographer now, remember them days there, where you set up this cloth business and you put your head underneath it and go pop. Him say, I put your head underneath it.
Can I make the bomb explode at the time?
So him set up the camera still, and then him run back. So he never know how the picture was going to come out,
Yes.
It's later on, and him say picture come out good now. Him say, boy, I don't even know what to say. But
the unexploded bomb.
Definitely. So that's very, very important. That invasion now, which they use different pretexts, but the root of it was to take revenge for Adawa and also to get a piece of Africa.
Yeah.
Now, in 1926, Italy and England met. And they agreed that they are going to, Italy going to build a railway through Ethiopia, and Britain is going to take control of most of Lake Pisana. That's it. These are two countries met, don't consult the people of Ethiopia and make plans to divide up Ethiopia, 1926. So when their Majesty here now and bring it to the League of Nations, him say, look, imagine that, two powers meet and decide how
my land I go
divide up. So that gets exposed. And embarrassment and all of that. This is 1926, All right. Later on now, when their Majesty was in exile in England, you had two brothers, and I want our listeners never to forget this, what we call the Hoare-Lavelle Pact. Samuel Hoare was the foreign minister for England, and Walter Lavelle was the prime minister of France. Now them two guys are meeting, and agree, sign agreement, everything, that them going to secede a substantial part of Ethiopia to Mussolini. As a way of appeasing him and cool him down, you know, that him can cool down for some of him exploits in Europe. Right. So them meet now the whole level pact and decided that they are going to give more than 3/4 of Ethiopia
to Mussolini
and leave His Majesty with about a quarter and a little piece of Ethiopia. Again, when Their Majesty here, Their Majesty come out and say, wait, what kind of thing that, what high class disrespect? So I want our listeners to understand, you say Britain is a treacherous country, you know. It pretend. You understand? It always underhand and all them weird.
We can't see that in the slavery. In the
yes.
We can't see how they move the slavery thing. And,
yes.
You know, them
so right through. Because even when Their Majesty later on, you know, when they overthrew Italy, and so, Britain had in mind to put back Lijasu on the throne, you know. Not Haile Selassie, you know. And I mean, we find documents and papers to back up this. So, the build-up now, 1926, the whole Lavelle Pact, all these things. Then Mussolini go here now, say, Their Majesty never have no money. Them spread all sort of rumor how him leave Ethiopia with chests of gold and holy Solomon jewelry and all them things there. But the little when leave Ethiopia with after 6 months that done. Plus he was responsible for the patriots that were in exile. Those that was in Jerusalem, those in other parts and so. So the little money done very quickly. So he needed a little amount of money he can get. So that was why he needed this 10,613 pounds 11 shillings and twopence.
That means in those days it was enough money.
Whole heap of money that man. Whole heap of money in 1937. Whole heap of money. I mean that is enough money even now, you know. 10,000 pounds is a whole heap of money. I don't know, you convert it to Jamaican currency. So picture, you know, 70 odd years ago. Now, so they know that Mussolini then made offers to His Imperial Majesty. First him offer him $1 million guineas and say him can get a palace anywhere he want in the world. Him will make sure him get that palace and him live happily ever after. Him and him family and those who want to carry him going to exile. Him get $1 million guineas and anything more him want, he may get it, but him just take him and half of Ethiopia. Of course, Their Majesty run him and said, you know, none of Ethiopia's blood will ever stain with not even 1 guinea, much less your million. So run him. All right? But the plight was rough. The struggle was rough because the patriots needed arms and they might try to get the arms and even arms when they pay for, Britain refused to give him the whole. Here's the strategy now. Them got the League of Nations. The League of Nations said neither side must get any arms. So place like France, another place where Their Majesty had paid for the arms before. Because them say no, the League of Nations say we must give neither side any arms. But Italy make arms.
Yes. Them is one of the superpowers.
They make arms. So if you say you're not giving neither side, and they make, you're depriving I and I, and it was paid for again, you know. Because people must understand, even until this day, you know, Ethiopia is a very proud nation, you know. No matter what you see them go through, you know, they always have a plus balance of payment, you know. Even until this day, always have a plus balance up. So anything them order, anything them buy, them pay for it. So I'm already pay for the arms and never get it. So I needed this money now to buy some other things and so on. Cable and Wireless refuse. And Cable and Wireless now notified the lawyers for Italy and they came into the case as a third party and said, look, we are claiming this money. In 1937, when the matter first came before the courts in England, the judge now, this was the position. At that time, England recognized Emperor Haile Selassie as the de jure head of Ethiopia. In international law, you have two aspects of recognition. You have the de jure recognition and you have the de facto recognition. Now, these are some Latin words and so on, but make over it now. De facto is that you are in fact in control of the country. So they were saying now that Italy in 1937 is in control of Ethiopia. So therefore Italy de facto is in control of Ethiopia. But the British at that time recognized Haile Selassie as the de jure. In other words, by law, he is the head of state of Ethiopia. Not because him do have the arms to implement it, but him is the head of state. So at that time now, they decided that them not going to give Mussolini the money. The Iovas. But them do so them going to give His Majesty either. The judge said, yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to stay proceedings. Stay proceedings means I put it on hold now. Let us stay proceedings and watch the outcome of this thing, because, you know, this thing is really big international law and we don't want to give either side the money and Good. So, there was an appeal. The appeal was due to come up in 1938. The appeal was due to come up on the 2nd of November, 1938. You see the significance of them days. These things are not
November was the day when Iceland was crowned.
Yes, in 1930. All right. Britain now, the government at the time, went to Parliament on the 1st of November. And in Parliament now, they made it clear that they are now going to recognize the Mussolini government as not only de facto head of in control of Ethiopia, but also de jure in law now.
So they might totally get out Haile Selassie
now. They might push out Haile, I know. In other words, him no have status now, neither de jure nor de facto head of Ethiopia. And therefore now, if the Parliament recognize Mussolini government as the de jure and de facto head of Ethiopia, then that means that Haile Selassie not entitled to the money. But you hear the further treachery now. This is where sure that cable and wireless was behind the scenes doing all of this. Because one of the issue of the case was whether or not Haile Selassie had the right to sue. They are over now. So here what them doing at the Parliament now, them not only recognize Mussolini the government as the de jure and de facto head of it, but they made it retroactive. The Iovas now make it retroactive. You go behind time, you know. And they made it retroactive that it went before the lawsuit was filed.
And this was meanwhile them a bomb up Ethiopia.
This is why bomb go on and all them things. They say people don't understand in war, you know. While bomb fly and all them things, they have the legalities and
man attack on the corner.
Definitely whole heap of paperwork because man have to justify bombing. Don't think him just bomb someone. Him want for record history. That history record him that it was right in the bombing.
And now this is 3 years into the bombing we attack.
Definitely 37, 38. So why the patriots them fight hard? Haile Selassie have back to fight hard too, you know. On the diplomatic and the diplomatic scene to preserve the integrity of Ethiopia. So not only you made Mussolini government and them time the mother king in Italy, you know, King Emmanuel. You understand? So they made him now, Emmanuel, the head of Ethiopia, and consequently, he was now entitled to this money. And therefore, and like I said, the effect of making it retroactive now was that you technically now is saying to Haile Selassie, you do not even have a right to sue for your own money.
Because not fee money now.
No, because you made it retroactive. That's what the British Parliament did. They made it retroactive to deprive him, so that they were saying then that he did not even have any standing to sue for the money, even at that stage. So at the appeal stage, they had to concede, because Parliament lick out all power out of them, and so on and so forth.
All right. So we are saying now England come the 1st of November.
They go to Parliament.
Declare
Mussolini.
King Emmanuel. The head of Ethiopia.
The head of Ethiopia.
And now, making now Haile Selassie claim to this money null and void.
Null and void.
Alright, so what cable and wireless in that? Did cable and wireless give King Emmanuel the money?
The money went to Italy, yes.
The money went to Italy?
Yes.
So I started to lose the case?
Yes. And here we know, you see them even now. You see when you lose the case, you have to pay costs.
Yes. So I started to appeal the case?
You had to appeal the case, and them never have no standing at the appeal because the parliament lick out the standing. Over.
And he had to pay a lot of cost now. The cost was almost as high as the 10,000.
And this was when he was in exile now.
In England.
Yes.
Very hard. I did very hard when he was at Bath and all of that. Even
I guess this is why them will offer him movie parts and all them things. If he said never take it.
And offer him millions of dollars for his memoirs and all them things.
Yes.
But you know, a dignified couldn't take them things, disrespect and all of that. Because the money situation was firm. And you know, we really want brothers and sisters to overpass that, because many times me hear all Bob and Peter and them man there, my father is the richest man on earth, and my father have all the gold and all. You know what I mean? I hear it. All right.
Yes.
But again, we don't want to keep the thing
in an illusion.
Definitely, we want to keep the thing in reality.
All right. So I'm going to ask you something now.
Yes.
So Mussolini, you know, them declare Italy part, Ethiopia part of Italy. Mussolini, you know, take over.
Yes.
I just in England and thing, you know. Kibla let's get Italian and the money.
Yes.
I just lose the case now. So
I had to pay a lot of legal costs.
I Lassie.
Yes.
All right. So no, it come back round.
So not only you lose the money, but you have to pay up on top of it.
Yeah, but now 5 years after now, I just come back to Ethiopia.
Yes.
How that play up back now in the whole thing, I never mention again.
No, it never come up again.
It never come up again.
Here it come up now. Haile Selassie upon the throne now, the Ethiopian government start to claim reparations for the atrocities done to Ethiopia
by the
Italians.
So England never know in the de facto and all the things that was claimed to be in the position of the king of Italy now.
Them switch now. Italy switched 5 years later. England switched 5 years later.
And it never come up back. Never come up back.
Never come up back. Never come up back. So we have to bring it up back now. That's why I'm right. Radley Davis, the head of Cable and Wireless out here. But he might dodge it out. But we're not going to ease up.
Alright, we want to get something clear. We want to get something, not clear, but we want to
in perspective.
Yeah, put the thing in perspective now. Them declare Haile Selassie, we could say null and void.
Yes.
And declare Italy the de facto, as you say.
The jury and de facto.
And give them the money.
Yes.
So Haile Selassie now come back now.
Yes.
And go back on the throne.
Yes.
And declare for himself. And the people them declare him again.
Yes.
And the world now declare him.
But the case is done decide already. Because they are saying at that time of the lawsuit.
The case done.
Done. The case
so
done.
Him can't come back again.
No.
To come declare, say, see me the king again, give me back my money.
Yes. So it never come up again. It never come up again.
So them owe with $10,000.
At 10,000 pounds. Plus interest.
They owe with 10,000
yes.
pounds because we come back. We don't come back, man.
Yeah, man, we're there now.
Yeah, we'll come back on the throne.
Yes.
And we are declaring now, say, it was an illegal occupation.
Totally.
Total illegal occupation.
But
and the whole world set up and watch it happen.
Yes. And this is again where international law is concerned. That here it is. That an illegal occupation, an illegal invasion, but nevertheless, it was recognized by, at that time, the superpowers of the world.
Yes. Haile Selassie being in England, and it's the English system, do all these things against Ethiopia. How we put together now the idea that the British Army help now to get forward Ethiopia from Mussolini.
Because Mussolini was not sticking to the script.
Okay, and Mussolini now did that side with Hitler.
Yes. And Mussolini now had ambition to capture England and France
that's
and all
like
country.
Bin Laden now.
Yeah.
That's, don't say Bin Laden, I mean like, you remember say America was arming Bin Laden for fight against Russia, you know.
Oh, yes.
And you know, my daughter last night, my elder daughter, I thought was something, she asked me to remember seeing the Rambo 3. And in the Rambo 3, she said, I must look on the writing when the movie had done, where them tank the Taliban in Afghanistan for the parts of the movie.
Okay.
The certain resemblance.
Oh yes. Especially part of them capture some Russian tanks and all.
Yeah, them put on the acknowledgements.
Yes.
The time what I don't even so anyway, what I say is that you remember say America was arming the Afghanistans, which include
Taliban,
which include bin Laden.
Yes.
Because at that time they was fighting against Russia.
Yes.
And it was in their interest that Russia came out of Afghanistan. And now we see that the bin Laden did actually chase out the Russians.
Yes.
That is why bin Laden feel them can chase out America, because that was his strength, and that was the, him have a precedence where him say, well, if we can't do it to Russia, America is a joke.
Yes. Him say all in invaders.
Yes, so we are saying, oh, this Mussolini guy.
Yes.
Even though the whole of them side against
Highly.
Mussolini now, as you say, never stick to the script. Him start to side with the what for them enemy.
Yes. The Nazis know.
Yeah, they have to go down and say, no, it can't work.
So the fascist Nazi axis.
Yes.
The Europe said, no, this I get out of hand,
So they have to go now.
Yes.
We go get out but Mussolini now.
Definitely. They never mind when they drop the Iparite gas.
Oh gosh, man.
The gas,
Poison everything.
Yeah, man. They never mind when they drop it on black people, But it's when them sisters know them have plans for annex Europe now.
Yes.
In other words, in taste blood now,
Yes.
Yeah, over so.
We must tell the people them that Haile Selassie did tell them at the League of Nations that this was a possibility.
Yes. Him said the match you strike in Ethiopia,
it shall burn
in Europe.
Yes.
But them take it like you.
It's not Rastafarianism, One of the people know it's not Rastafarianism, This is history.
Yes.
Documented. Haile Selassie said in the United Nations, you have struck the match in Ethiopia, and it is going to burn Europe. This is how come the Second World War started, That Mussolini side with Hitler. And who now they're going to declare now, say, why this fascist thing now, they're going to declare the whole of Europe now and take over the whole of Europe. And England couldn't stand up and see that happen.
No.
So they have to go now, go forward in Africa now.
Yes.
And say, well, right now, we are going to help us now, reclaim forward them children.
Definitely, because they knew what Ethiopia meant to Mussolini.
Yes.
So you had to get to him belly now. If you defeated him there in Africa, then gradually now you could break the back of him in Europe.
Yes.
So that was why. So it had nothing to do with love.
No. It's politics and power.
And strategy of war. Yeah, man.
This is the Continental and IRFM. We're talking about this aspect of history that most ones out there might not have heard before, and we know only about young ones out there who are declared as Selassie, but through them just get it from the Bible part, we want to show you a living, practical Haile Selassie.
Naturality. And what you mentioned earlier on about them coups there, the man on the plane.
All right, you remember the Asfa was in coup from the Brazil move?
Yeah, man, them go in Brazil. Yeah,
and them had tried to take over the country.
Yes.
And then Haile Selassie come, him never ever trouble them.
Well, him tell Asfa was saying it would have been better if I'd seen your grave.
Yes.
Than this treachery where you carry out.
Yes. And
from then on, Asfa could even smell the throne again.
Man, they're terrible.
You understand?
And you know what the one for the plane?
Well, I never know the details till you mention it tonight.
Yes, well,
I hear say something go on for the plane. But you tell me the man actually take out the gun.
Yes, it's him relative,
Yes, but I know of they had surrounded because they expected to say Haile Selassie come off the plane and a gunpoint. Because there were others on the plane who should have joined in.
Yeah.
But when them actually take out the gun.
Yeah, him sit down behind Haile Selassie, man. Him sit down behind Haile Selassie. But it's that thing where we need to know these things.
Yes, and when they saw Haile come off of the plane in his triumphal, empirical manner now.
Everybody does go back to them shell. Go back to the command.
But there are other cases, and at a later time we're going to come on the year and we're going, because there was an important case where Haile Selassie brought before the International Court of Justice regarding Namibia. Because at the time when Namibia was under German, South African rule and all of that, Their Majesty brought it before the International Court. And they ruled 8-7 against him.
Yes.
When he said that the Namibian people had a right to be free.
Yeah, yes.
So I want the ones them know that highly when it come on to these international cases, intrigues, diplomatic battles, he was at the forefront of the liberation of Africa.
And also the arming of South Africans and the Zimbabwe
in the liberation struggle.
When near Mugabe, the same Mugabe brother was
training. Training.
Yes, and Mandela.
Educating, yes.
Haile Selassie was part of the organizing force that helped the ANC.
Oh yes. Gave him a passport.
Yes.
Mandela traveled to England on an Ethiopian passport.
I think when I named them
Motsamaya.
Yes. Haile Selassie named him.
Yes, and give him a passport.
See, you didn't know that too? Yep. Yes, Haile Selassie play a great part in the liberation of South Africa.
All of them.
That is why Rastafari take up the mantle of apartheid so powerful, you know.
Yes.
In recognition of that Haile Selassie movement towards this anti-apartheid movement, Rastafari used the music. Rastafari used the ammunitions and guns in South Africa, arming the ANC, arming the ones in Zimbabwe. And I use the word sound for effect change.
Fantastic. And until this day, they are very grateful.
Yes.
But all of those liberation movements, the PAIGC in Guinea-Bissau,
yes,
that was a fantastic struggle, you know. That a country, Guinea-Bissau, with a population of less than 500,000, was able to defeat Portugal, that had a population of over 10 million, you know.
Yes.
That is one of the greatest victories in history, you know.
Yes, yes.
Not even the Vietnam over America don't reach that level, you know. Led by the Cabral, the brothers, Amilcar Cabral and company. That is one of the greatest victory. All of these organizations, MPLA,
yes, supported by Haile Selassie.
Haile Selassie provided them with logistics, provided them with money, that they attended school in Ethiopia, the university and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
Mugabe.
yes.
Yeah. No, all right, the reason why I even bring up this is to say that there's always this argument about Haile Selassie not staying and fighting in Ethiopia, that Haile Selassie is a coward and him wrote. Even Marcus Garvey declared that against Haile Selassie. Marcus Garvey declared about Haile Selassie run 11 people in there. Yet still, these kind of reasoning and these information here show that sometimes it's not necessarily a gun battle that the fight is being fought, but sometimes it's diplomatic things that is happening that create the balance
most definitely
between the battle and the field. You know what I'm saying? The pen is mightier than the sword.
And people must over us. If the Americans go to the moon, what's the first thing you see them plant? A flag.
Flag, yeah.
Any battle or any war, you remember when the tanks were moving into Baghdad? What you saw and they fly on the tanks, the American flag.
Yes.
People must understand a flag is an important symbol of sovereignty in international law.
Yes.
It's just kind of like a fence. A fence is not a boundary, you know. A fence is a demarcation of where your line stop and where my own stop. Definitely. So people must over us know that Haile Selassie went to England because England then was like the diplomatic capital of the world.
Yes, like for America is the UN now.
Right.
Everybody got UN in
Definitely.
America. Yeah.
So, and a lot of people know that he was carrying out these battles now. For example, Bank of Ethiopia trying to get back funds.
Yes.
Because he needed the money to assist the patriots to continue the battles. So, you know, it's absolutely important that ones and ones.
We must have to realize that, you know. It's like when I did just come a Rasta and man used to say, where is that killing brother for get thrown? And for years you hear that until you go read up and realize that, but I just never have a brother for kill for get thrown. The brother dead from about a little pick there and drowned and all them. Say, oh, them get that. Where them get that from? And then you realize, but it's legion years to them attack who never did kill the either.
No.
You know, so it's like, which part of the story they come from? Say, I have to kill him, brother, forget thrown. Where them get that story they from?
Just coming like with regard to the gold. And the Swiss bank.
Gold.
Yes.
But the richest man in the world.
And him send these whole heap of gold to Switzerland.
Yes.
And as it turned out, there was a Swiss, the owner for a hotel in Switzerland where he stayed.
Yes.
And that man had a penchant, a love for Ethiopian coffee. So their majesty always send him sacks of Ethiopian coffee. But of course it now changed with the world news now. That it was sacks of gold that was being sent.
You know,
and then when the truth discover, unfortunately the truth don't follow the lie. And counteract it. In other words, the truth don't get the headlines and
the lie get the biggest part.
Definitely.
The truth got the back of the paper.
The truth don't publish something.
I've been to a house in Switzerland that Haile Selassie stayed. Yeah, a woman carried me got a house there. Haile Selassie used to stay in Switzerland. He used to live there. When I say live there, I mean him stay there and time him go to Europe and thing. The woman carried got a house.
Because must make the people know Switzerland now, Geneva. Was like the international center of world.
That was the League of Nations.
The headquarters. Right. Equivalent to the
UN
in New York. So that's importance of why he had to have a
it was part of the whole thing.
Definitely.
It was one of the countries them that signed this pact with other nations. And say, what must I do? Go back and tell my defenseless people. Because here is a these big countries and this little country and all. Oh, no could I do that and stand up there and watch this happen and nobody not say nothing.
Like and the other day again.
And you know the sweetest part of these things is that these things depend. They can see these things on video, you know.
Yes.
They can actually see.
All of them record.
And see when the man them a jeer him.
Yes.
In the place and knock the school them and make
try disturb him and
that. These things is actually on DVD and video.
Yes.
It's not like we just attack. It's like, oh man, read Bible and say, oh, you know, so that I go so. You know, it's like these things
exist.
It's front away. You know, it can't see it, you know.
And that the pan film too.
That way I say we see it.
Yes.
Because we see when the woman them did that take off all of them rings.
The married ring and all of that.
Smelt it, for support the war.
The war against Ethiopia.
And then now we actually see.
And that make me wonder too, you know. Can I say, them never know, say, when them do them things, them never know, say, Father will provide brains like I and I now can analyze them things there, you know.
Yes.
Because the way Mussolini and Italy make it look like it was an easy victory.
Yes.
But if you reach a stage where you have to ask the people to take off them gold ring.
Yes. To smelt it.
To support the war.
Yes.
It couldn't be an easy victory.
No.
Man, take out all them gold teeth.
Of course.
If I'm filming out, take knife and dig out them gold teeth and throw another thing for smelt it.
Yeah.
So out of an easy victory and you needed all those wealth for maintain your armies throughout Africa. So sometimes we can analyze the history in reverse.
You know, it hurt me sometimes because I get so much call on a radio program and people cuss me and talk as that thing, this I had that and
well, remember, a man's stature is not measured by the friends he have,
Yes.
But by the amount of enemies.
Him have.
Yes.
Yeah. Why we are saying this is that there's a whole heap of ones out there who say them is Rasta and even sometimes sympathize with Rasta. That them need to hear what we are talking about now in order to move the thing from out of the realms of superstition and supernatural to natural. Because these historical things that we say now, I am assuring you that even, we can talk about even the DJ them, enough DJ right now where Rastafari, sing about Rastafari, very eloquent and thing that it would help them if they would even read the autobiography of Haile Selassie.
Volumes 1 and 2, yeah.
And even the selected speeches of Haile Selassie.
Oh, it would make a difference to them life.
Yes, because it need to step up on a next level, Miguel.
Yes.
It too religious. We see it again too. It's like...
And it's too mundane.
We hear a virgin last night from when name the program, and everything what the virgin say, it's Bible, It's like, historically, there's nothing historically of Ethiopia that is mentioned.
Yes.
All is mentioned is that in Isaiah, this, in Jeremiah, this, in this and this. And yes, but wait. You mean say Haile Selassie is not more than that to I and I, that we... It's historically, autobiography of Haile Selassie, volume 1 and 2, selected speeches, utterances, all of these things is written, and it's written by, and spoken by Haile Selassie, not something where you can, you believe,
Yes. It's first hand.
Yeah, it's not like you believe, say that you figure that.
You have it.
Yeah, it's something where
And it's most a reason why he deliberately give it to us, you know.
That him even say, any part, is the only man I see have a book and say, any part of this book
can be reproduced
without
any copyright.
The authority of the writer.
Yes, it freely given.
Can you imagine that, Rasta?
Yes.
A man have a book, and then at the back of the book him say, any person who want to copy this book here. It's like a man make a DVD or a video and say, whatever, you want to copy, just copy it.
Yes.
And just make it popular out there for the people them hear it. And we are saying now, oh, we hear all of these talk about the Bible and Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Matthew, Mark, Luke. And we can't hear the man them go into some serious reasoning.
Not even Leonard Howell.
But Haile Selassie Rasta,
yes.
But it's in your deal with it now. It's not no mysticism we are talking about, you know, mystical this and that and that. It's a real man. Because people say, well, Haile Selassie a man, him can't be God. He must a man like me and you. That is the greatness about Rastafari. Yeah. That is a man like me and you, and we see the divinity in the man.
Natural.
You know, see,
it
is the greatest thing.
Yes.
How can you to see the divine? That's why even in the Egyptian book, they said to see the good in things, you have to see the God in things.
Yes.
You know, see it? And it is the greatest concept that you can look upon somebody like you and see the divine in that person. Yes. What a great thinking, Rasta.
Fantastic. And as you mentioned that, you know, one of the time I must come, there was a brilliant article written by Malachi Bain. Malachi Bain was the founder of the Ethiopian World Federation, sent by His Imperial Majesty to set up that. And in that article, and it's very good that we face that article, Malachi Bain says, and he answered Garvey, he answered the Honorable Marcus Garvey in a profound way. He dealt with every point that Garvey had raised. And he concluded, is the Honorable Marcus Garvey true to himself? All right, take one of the issues, the issue of them accuse their majesty saying never have enough black people around him, that him come abroad and him get white teachers and all them things. Malachi Bain pointed out that what the black teachers were charging in some instances was 10 times as much as the whites were charging. And that the conditions that some of the blacks wanted, Ethiopia could not meet it.
Couldn't afford it.
And him go down the line and show you. Malachi Bain cited himself and say, you all talk about their majesty not advancing black people. Look at me. In other words, Malachi Bain was an aroma.
Yes.
Poor little youth.
But look at me.
You understand?
Look at me.
And their majesty one day call him and send him go study medicine.
Yes, yes.
Send him to India first.
But most of them would rise up against Haile Selassie in the 70s. No, Haile Selassie got train them and they send them to
school and all of that.
Yeah. We give thanks. We give thanks, Miguel could have come tonight too. Because remember, a couple times we have Miguel on the program and we see them things as historical because it's two Rasta man where really, and we can't talk, even though Miguel there, we can't talk for him too. Is a Rasta man like myself who feels the supernatural thing in Rastafari seem to make Rastafari
pull us back, man.
Yes, you know, it gone too much like a religion thing, you know, where man no use education rather indoctrination rather than education. Forget to Haile Selassie. And then end up deal with Haile Selassie because realize it live up to the expectation of when they know when it was a little youth or that old time religion when they understand it to be is not that really. This is the Continental RFM.
Yes. Because their majesty was both head of church, well, he wasn't really head of church, but
he was the defender of the faith.
Defender of the faith. As head of the church. But because their majesty symbolizes such strong spiritualism and the fact that he was also head of state, I think that is why Rastafarians have married the two and to conclude now that it was more of a theocratic government.
But it wasn't in Ethiopia. It was
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. But in I interpretation, because their majesty being the Godhead himself and also being physically a head of state, he would symbolize and bring together more than anything else
the church and the state.
The church and the state. And I think that is why Rastafarians have always coined that.
But on the other end of the stick, Rastafari born church and state. Rastafari both church and state, you know.
Right, but many of them don't over that theocratic must mean church and state.
But that's what it means.
That's
the
what
church and rule the state.
Yes, the church and the state.
Which I never agree with that in Ethiopia.
And also, as you said, in most other places where we see that take place,
Iran.
Yes, tyranny usually follows.
Yes, yes.
Because you see, when a man say, it's a decree from God, you know.
Yes, you can't go against it.
Difficult for you.
You can't go against it.
Even debate it, you know.
You cut off your head immediately to go against it.
You know.
You must wear your dress below your ankle.
Yes.
God said that.
Yes.
I think it's a Moses idea still, you know. Because, you know, I realize, when you read the Old Testament, and this man Moses, very great politician, when though is get for him own tribe, you know. Because you remember that 12 tribe, get him own tribe. And farm an idea in this tribe. And when do him create this big building and have this box in the building, and him and him tribe them go in at that building and farm and fashion laws and doctrine and come out and say, God say.
Yes.
What is really the priest them I say it.
Yes.
So that's the first form of theocratic government, you know.
Yes.
But we don't know if it's God that say it, when really the priest them we hear say it. And if you know, go by where the priest them say, half with your head, I stone them or stone you.
Yeah, because they came out now, and that is why them say, when you invade certain country, you must kill everyone.
Yes.
You know, kill them to the all the meal.
The baby.
Because your son must marry their daughters.
Yeah.
And their son must marry your daughters. Yes.
Yes.
Which we know no God would do that.
But that's why I say no. That's why I say no. The idea of this perpetuating itself in Rastafari seems to be very dangerous to me. I don't know if you're next man, you know. But me, Mutabaruka, you know. I see for perpetuate this idea of a theocratic government when we know, say, it's really the priests them who define what is happening.
Yes.
If you go a Bingi, the priest said this. The man set up Bingi like it's a priest thing now. So he put it in a priest thing now, and the priest said this. So it's like the priest have a telephone line to God. Like the Pope have a telephone line to God. And then come now, tell you second hand what God say. And if you don't go with the priest say, your life will be excommunicated from the church. You know, so I don't know if I really want a government that is a theocratic government. If it's not the person himself who name God. Why come sit down now and say, you is God? All right, God, tell me what to do.
Yes.
But don't talk to me through no priest.
Yes.
Because the priest is as corrupt as any other politician. And when the church rules state, it will going to be a big problem.
Very big problem. And also what we want, in such atmosphere, they never usually welcome thinking.
No. Reasoning is
especially radical thinking.
No, that was heretic long time. They would have burned me at the stake 1 million times and take my body and burn it again and again and again.
Yes.
See? Because the church don't allow reason.
And like the idea you mentioned earlier on now regarding in Kenya, where the church is trying, here is historical facts.
Yes.
Showing and tracing,
yes,
more than any other part of the world.
Yes.
They have fossils
of human
that date older than anybody else.
Yes.
And they are showing the history and the development of man. And with the computer now,
yes,
it make it even more pronounced.
Yes. And the church has said no, that is against
creation theory.
Yes.
And want to destroy it.
Yes, them said must come out. Yes. Them don't want the children them.
No. And this has always been the attitude of the church. There was a council in I'm going to tell you, in 290 AD in Hippo. Hippo is a place in North Africa. Remember when they had those ecumenical conferences?
Yes.
The Council of Nicaea, the Council of Chalcedon, the Council of Macedonia and so on. Well, they had a meeting in Hippo in 290 AD. And you know one of the catastrophe that conference concluded? That not only should they not include certain books in the Bible, but they should burn them.
Yes.
So that future generations don't get to analyze them and make
But that is what the Roman Catholic Church did.
Yes.
When them find out that certain things is truth, and it was against the doctrine, the dogma of the church, them say, them go and burn it.
Yes, they burn it.
Yes, them burn it, yes.
And this is why if you notice those people who come into our bookstore and them take up a book like, for example, 16 crucified saviors.
Yes.
And they realize that there were 16 crucified saviors before Christ.
Yes.
That means them whole doctrinal levity going mash down now, you know. Them prefer put on the book
and burn it and say them not deal with it.
No, because it must be a heretic book.
Alright, I can read the article here. Kenya Bishop leads anti-evolution fight. Evangelists want fossil exhibits kept out of sight. The world's most important collection of human fossils may soon be hidden from public view if religious leaders get their way. In a move that has stunned scientists, senior clergy have demanded that the bones and skulls currently exhibited in Nairobi's National Museum of Kenya be removed from display to prevent young Africans from being corrupted. This is what a theocratic government does, you know.
Yes.
It's creating a big weapon against Christians that's killing our faith, said Bishop Boniface Adoyo, who is leading the Hide the Bones campaign. When children go to museums, they'll start to believe we evolved from these apes. Not surprisingly, the bishop remarks of infuriated scientists who consider the museum's collection to be unrivaled anywhere else in the world. Many of these fossils were discovered by valiant fossilists Louis and Mary Leakey in areas around Lake Victoria and Lake Turkana, and are generally regarded as providing stark demonstration of how our species was shaped by natural selection. So now what we are saying now is that this is
when church
control.
Yes.
This is all when church control. Can we see that in a medieval
in other
Europe?
words, once you take it out of sight, you know, the more destroy it, you know.
Yeah. Because I hear a virgin last night, again, I tell Ian Bowen, say, him have to baptize. One of the things them for save, him have to baptize. And me and Bowen look at him and say, so you tell me say, me have to baptize in the eyes as a name for save? The brother said, yes. Can guess who will baptize him? The brother will attack. So you know, say, you say, every man, all me and you know, so we are Rasta. That mean nothing if you don't get baptized. And guess what for baptize you? The man who has said it.
Yes, which is going backward, eh?
So it's that we are saying now.
Yes.
That we are saying now that we need.
That's no different between what many of the churches do.
No, you have to baptize by water, saved by the blood of the Lamb and things. So
all of that.
So what we are saying now is that these reasoning is very vital to the continuity of Rastafari in the realms of the real world that we now live in, or even is living in. Because a lot of the things that we see taking place right now, we can go back into certain reasoning where Haile Selassie give other nations about what will happen if them don't do that. Because it's a normal thing, you know. This A plus 1 plus 1 equal 2 is a now. If you don't do that, this is the reason why it happen. And you know, there's a law that say if you keep repeating the same thing, you're going to get the same thing happening.
Yes, the same result.
The same result, the same thing happening if you have the same result where I come. And Haile Selassie, over the years, reading Haile Selassie, we not talk about reading Isaiah and says Haile Selassie, or read Jeremiah and says Haile Selassie. Reading the words of Haile Selassie, you see how visionary the man is when it comes on to certain basic and simple deduction of world events, world views.
Men search and peruse the pages of history for precedent, but alas, there's none to be found. Where are we to look?
And he must first look to the Almighty.
Yes, who has made man with intelligence and reason. He has always emphasized that, you know.
Yes.
Him say when man give up intelligence and reason, him lose everything, you know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then him say we must look to ourselves and become the new man.
Yes.
A new human being. So he has always put it into us.
Yeah, we need
that we
people
need to
think.
rise, man.
Yes, and think, man.
Yes, especially the race. Look at the black race. And we have to look into it now. Like
Yes.
these great... If the money had in any other race, you know, that race they would have changed.
Of course.
If you had them caliber man, you know.
Of course.
I don't think people even wove as the depths of our like Malcolm, you know.
No.
Malcolm was like teacher, preacher, judge. Malcolm level of discipline, you know, that he brought, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to fast 3 times a day out every week. You can't look for the next man, woman. You have to eat certain things. You have to attend to this. Malcolm was that serious.
Discipline.
Malcolm keep court, you know. When we hear the 2 sides and make a decision, you know, and you have to abide by it, you know.
Yes.
They are over
man.
that great. And if them man had a race it to a transform.
Isn't it strange that we just talked about Malcolm X a while ago, and you know the Malcolm X them have a man named Farad, who them declare was God in the flesh, Muhammad in the flesh, and God in the flesh really, and him come to visit Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, them same was the founder of the Nation of Islam.
It was 1892. It was 1930. These
Significant
dates,
dates.
very significant. 1892, 1930. 1892 is the birthday of Haile Selassie
yes.
I, and 1930
is the
coronation of Haile Selassie, and that have a very serious part to play in the Black Muslims calendar also. Yeah, Cutting Edge RFM.
I just want to say, Brother Muta, once it is their standard, once it is their barometer that we follow, then we will always be second best.
Of course, of course.
You see, and that is why I fully support that reasoning that it has to be I and I got to be organically rooted in making sure that I and I is the standard, and that is why you need that paradigm shift.
Of course, of course.
From their way of thinking,
Yes.
and therefore bring it within I and I 1000%.
Experience.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to go back to Tanya Stevens now. Tanya Stevens, and I'm going to keep using this little phrase where Tanya Stevens said when I one of the tune them. Tanya Stevens say, if experience teacheth wisdom, how come you have so much wisdom and you don't have no experience? You see? So the logic is this, that we are always told that experience teacheth wisdom. And a whole heap of man out there, I claim now say, him have wisdom. But when you look at him, they have no experience. So how come
Yes.
you as experience teacheth wisdom, and you have so much wisdom, but you don't have no experience?
But you cannot have wisdom without experience.
What that I say? What that she say?
Yes.
She said, there's no way, no, you can't come tell me, say, you are wizzy.
Yes.
And you don't have the experience, and you come tell me, say, experience teach
because
wisdom.
you have never implemented that wisdom.
Yes.
And to know if it is formulated correctly or
Yes,
not.
yes, yeah. Is it true wisdom? Can you have true wisdom without experience?
Cannot.
Yes.
Cannot. Yeah, man. If we yield, I'm going to read the part to His Majesty say. I read him from page 360 of the book here now. If we yield, him said, we must speak out on major world issues courageously, openly, and honestly, and in blunt terms of right and wrong. You understand, Muta?
Yes.
Don't be afraid. In blunt terms, you must speak out.
Yes.
Courageously, openly, honestly, in blunt terms of who is right and who is wrong.
Yes.
If we yield to blandishments or threats, if we compromise when no honorable compromise is possible, our influence will be sadly diminished and our prestige woefully prejudiced and weakened. Let us not deny our ideals or sacrifice our right to stand as the champions of the poor, the ignorant, and the oppressed everywhere.
Yes.
Highly high. Those are the exact words.
That is supposed to be Rastafari.
It must be.
Motto.
We must be the champions of the poor, the ignorant, the oppressed. That means we must be the our little sister, them who are whore and proud. We have to be champion for them, you know?
Of course.
The madman from the road.
We not left nobody.
No, we must be the champ. We must be their voice. The voice for the voiceless. You listen to the Running Africa Sunday gone, man? You get to listen to the program?
No.
Well, cause this In Search of series really powerful, you know.
Yes.
But what was nice Sunday is when they must read out the names
Of the people,
of the brothers and sisters who get different punishment.
Yes.
Some get transported, murdered, hanged.
Instead of say the
lashes.
slaves them. They
Yes.
say the name them.
Just when I read out the names, Bro Muta, I couldn't just sit down something. I'd have to stand up, you know, and salute. Because them are the real ancestors, my brethren.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
Who
yes.
bear the cross. Like Tanya said, you have to experience, you have wisdom.
Yes.
Them bear the cross for make I and the eye can even sit down here so now.
And I talk this way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And next thing I want to mention for the program wrap up, and this is have to do with the goodness of Rasta. Yeah, you know, say Bonnie Wheeler start a school.
Yeah, I hear about it.
Yeah, man.
I hear
The
about
Solomonic All-Seeing School, right at 20 Mona Road. You know, this is like a dream come true, because it's something that Bob, Peter, and Bonnie always talk about. So Bonnie is very elated that him could have fulfilled that mission.
Start a school.
A school now, which is an Afrocentric school where they might teach Rastafari and
African thing.
yes, and black glory and all them weird. So we give thanks. It's like it named the Solomonic All Saints. All Saints, a school. Remember the All Saints?
Yeah, man, remember All Saints, man.
All Saints Kindergarten Preparatory College.
Okay.
So you have a school now. We
It's
can
a
send
kindergarten and a college at the same time.
Yes, yes. Like a worse one at university for
Kindergarten
them.
and a college at the same time. That is
Yes, yes.
Is that what our the definition of things?
Yes.
How we define it? Kindergarten and college, you know?
Yes. But the import, you know, we give thanks that this is where, like they asked earlier on, that if ones and ones now could put their knowledge and their resources to things that will create a new definition. The type of children will come out of a school like this now. Won't
new
be
thinking.
Definitely.
Yes.
And that's what we want.
Nobody now have to watch them brains.
No, and then the more I forgot you, me and the other have to go through.
Yes, for reach us or no.
Yeah, because we have to shelve off
Enough
some of them
things.
things there. It helps us later on because we can stand up and talk and think.
Experience.
Devices.
Teach it wisdom.
Yeah, man.
So what me I say now is that we can see this train with Bush and Osama bin Laden or Muslim Christianity, and then the Muslim, I said the Western world. The problem with it is that me in the Western world, I don't get caught at the whole big, the whole thing, I don't want. You think that is a possibility? That Muslims and Christians can come together as one?
But we could not even look so far. We could even think of even I and I. And for example, the Catholic Church. When we know what they did in Ethiopia, when we know what they did
slavery.
during slavery,
Yes.
I really don't want we ever come together. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want that, but I prefer you stay over there, so, and I stay here, so.
Yes.
Because until you
But
had,
we all come together for do.
definitely, because you have exhibited abnormal, inhuman behavior
Yes.
against another set of human beings there. And if you don't atone and if you don't say it wrong and do enough things, I wouldn't feel comfortable for me and you in the same
definitely
house.
not. Because you feel say about do it again.
But you notice a thing, almost everybody Ian Bowen bring on him program, you know. I always say them was a Rasta. You notice? Anybody bring home.
So them was a Rasta.
Them was a Rasta.
I know the man who was Rastafari against Rasta the most.
Definitely.
The man who was Rastafari against Rasta the most.
So this is why I just put that in context of all the
He was a Rasta, yes, continent.
That is them qualification to fight Rasta, you know.
Yes,
I was a
he
Rasta.
was a Rasta, yes, continent. It's amazing, eh?
Yes.
It's amazing that we really stand up.
That's what I said.
Over the
You
years.
see, we become more fortitude
Yes.
when the enemies seek to bring out these things. That's why I say a man's statue is not measured by his friends.
Yes, but by many means.
His enemies.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Because even the idea of God too, it's a Western logic.
Thinking. And also, because there are many African words,
Yes.
which could mean grandfather.
Yes.
We could also mean God.
God, yes. Yes.
Because we see our grandfather as God.
Yes, yes.
Like take a word, Kosi.
Yes.
Kosi Sekelele Africa. Kosi in some part of Africa means king.
Yes.
Some part of Africa means God. And some part of Africa mean elder.
Yeah, God bless Africa.
Yes.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So the whole idea of how they know have set the parameters in the definition of God. Yes, if we end up following that again, we're going straight.
And it creates a problem for the minds of the Africans them who genetically link to another concept, which is still it kind of embedded in a way, you know. But because of this what you call concept that is dominant, it creates a confusion. You see?
Yes.
And it creates a confusion because while the one that is we are come up, the one that is dominant I press it down back. And we live in the illusion that this one that is dominant is really the one that we must hold on
that
to.
we must follow. And an important aspect is language too, you know.
Yes.
Because we're not speaking our own tongue.
And if you taught the next man language, you're going to define and
definitely.
Yes.
Because in many of our I and I tongue now, it will be so easy to express our feelings as to when we say the Almighty or the All Highest, you know, as to who we are referring to, and also how we see it. So, but because we have to be
in the language,
we have an African mind speaking a colonial and an English language, an oppressive language. Which has dominant features to keep us down.
Yes.
So we have to throw off so much.
That's why the Rastaman create his own language, which is the dominant language.
The I and I principle.
Yes. So when him say I, him prefer say I than God.
Yes.
Because him knows within that logics, it make more sense to him in the concept than for really define it in the logics of the Europeans until they say God is this and God is that and God is that.
I and I.
Yes.
Meaning I and the I and the Almighty I.
It's just one.
Is one.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, here are all the things where Marcus Garvey say, and people say it's Marcus Garvey show them my class. But I want to mention one thing, right? Where nobody now have no doubt about what Marcus Garvey say, without any doubt. And if you don't believe me, we're going to go into the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. There's a part tonight about God, when I'm talking about God, when I'm say, if the white man choose to see God through his spectacles, let him do it. If the Jewish man choose to see God through the God of Abraham, listen to him say, you know, him specifically can say it, you know, him say through the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, make him see it. And him go down the line and him say, but though how late it might be, we,
as Africans
must see God through Ethiopia.
Yes.
Now, it's two things I want to mention in that talk when Marcus Garvey say, whether consciously or unconsciously, one, him differentiate the God of Ethiopia from the God of Isaac, Abraham and Jacob.
Yes.
It's a serious definition, this, you know.
Yes.
Because I read that thing that you say, wait, Marcus Garvey had separate the white man God, the Jewish God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from the God of Ethiopia.
Yes.
And not that now too. We know that Marcus Garvey always mention Africa. But in this case, he'll separate Ethiopia from Africa and say, though late it might be, we must worship God. We African, though late it might be, must worship God through Ethiopia.
Yes.
No care man want to tell me, no care man want say to me, whether Marcus Garvey was consciously or unconsciously showing us Haile Selassie, that talk, show me say, is something that happened that we must look to inside of Ethiopia.
Beautiful.
And it don't have nothing to do with the God of Isaac.
Yes.
The God of Jacob.
Yes.
It don't have nothing to do with that.
I'm going to go further now. I love that reasoning.
Yes.
I hear why I love it now, because I've analyzed it along those lines. But I'm going to add to it. At that era of time, we had books like the Royal Parchment Scroll of Black Supremacy, books like the Holy Pibby, books like the Promise Key, books like the Hymnal of Ethiopia, and many books written by some great black man that in that same era of time. And all of them pointed to the God of Ethiopia.
Yes.
All of them. And those were some specific brothers who born. You think the man are born?
Yes.
Who born the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
Yes.
Who born in the Bible. Because the man they lick out against any Bible
and
that talk about cursed be the children of Ham.
Yes.
Take out like Ashley Rogers, who write the Holy Pibby.
Yes.
Him said, do ever call film building church, you know?
Yes.
Him call it the Gathly.
Yes.
So do ever call it church and do ever bring that book come put on my altar, you know. Because any book where disrespect black people and talk about curse with the children of Ham,
yes.
I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
Yes.
So Garvey was in that scholastic atmosphere where people were talking about the God of Ethiopia.
Yes.
And this is the greatness of Leonard Howell now.
Yes.
He is the one now who pointedly say the God of
definitely.
Ethiopia is Haile Selassie.
First, yes.
But you had many great black writers around that time.
Yes, who was pointing to Ethiopia.
Definitely, the God of Ethiopia.
All right, and the next thing now, when we mention pan culture already. Ethiopia, the land of our fathers, the land where the gods love to be. Now, in Greek mythology, Zeus is an Ethiopian god because it is the Greeks that claim that in this land is where the gods is, and they created a mythology around this god Zeus, Zeus, that has the resemblance of a black Ethiopian. So even from that time, the Greeks were saying, Ethiopia, the land of our fathers, the land where the gods love to be.
Yes.
You see? So we who's looking for that identity, we don't need to analyze it through when Marcus Garvey claim now, when Marcus Garvey say no, if him over there so wants to God through that, that's all.
Him free.
If him wants to God through over there so, but we can't come declare no, the God of Ethiopia and define him through Yahweh.
Yes.
Through God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because as we go back to Tanya Stevens again, you know. We have to say we love Tanya Stevens more and more, though. Tanya Stevens say, the man in the church must know, say, it's not everybody believing that the Moses God. It's not everybody worshiping that the Moses God. And this is what we are trying to tell the people to say, watch out. Haile Selassie the first, where Rastaman declare for the past 70 or 80 years now over there, so can stand as what we say the Almighty by our own definition.
Yes, he don't need no crutch. And he don't need no greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Who's this dear? He don't need no backup.
It's like you want to say there is a higher thing in your idea than this thing. Because if you use something to define a next thing, you know, I mean, there's something where you use to define the next thing must be greater than something where you're defining.
And that becomes your thought process.
Of course.
Yes.
So it is easier to go back to the thing that you are defining the thing with than to deal with the thing that you are defining. You know, see?
Yes.
And you find that most people do that. That is why a man can come now and say he was a Rasta. Because now him used to use Jesus Christ to define Haile Selassie. And when things gone bad, him easy to go back from the crutch. That's why you see 12 tribes stayed away there. You see 12 tribes was always saying Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And God teach them.
Yes. And they go back to it now.
Yeah,
fully.
God teach them that Jesus Christ will come back again. So Haile Selassie have no more significance because it was the personality that was defining their mentality.
Yes.
And we are saying it's more than a personality now, it's a divinity in an individual that Marcus Garvey, whether wrongfully or rightfully, declares, say, it is beyond the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, and when say, God, Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yes.
It is beyond the white man God. It is a God through Ethiopia that we declare now as Rastafari, who use this black consciousness with a spiritual nucleus. Is the only black power movement that defines itself through a spiritual nucleus.
And we could carry it a little further. All of those outstanding ecumenical conferences, the Council of Chalcedon, the Council of Macedonia, so in one of these conferences, they waited more than a year for the Ethiopian delegation to arrive.
Aye.
In other words,
define the whole thing.
Definitely, whatever edict you put out, if the Ethiopians are not there,
yes,
it has no validity.
No, because they were the first ones to make it a state.
Definitely.
A state religion.
And guess what now? When the Ethiopians them arrive, the man them take a next year to find a house. Again, the conference had to wait at them.
Miguel.
Yes.
You have anything else you want to say? I can see my brethren come stand up over me and all like him when I get nervous.
Okay. The Majesty said education abroad is at best an unsatisfactory substitute for education at home. You know? So it's at best, it's always nice to at home, because at home the circumstances and so on are always good. We really give thanks to the program tonight, you know. We give thanks that we were able to reason on the Haile Selassie case versus Cable and Wireless. And we can't a little further now with the Bank of Ethiopia case versus the Bank of Egypt. For sure, the conspiracy and the robbery of taking away Ethiopia's wealth and enriching Europe and the white man.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So when we talk of reparations and so, these are aspects of specific claims that we can claim back, knowing that they deprive I and I of I and I due and wants. Devices, Rastafari is always the Almighty.
Always.
Devices.
Yeah, we say give thanks to Miguel for coming and really sitting with me.
So my people, this one was indeed a warm and interesting one. And don't forget to leave an honest comment down in the comment section. And also your own opinion. And you don't know say me there upon the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. If you're new, big up to each and every one. Up until then, peace out. Adios.